Hello，大家好，欢迎回到我的频道。今天继续来玩 Sherlock Holmes。
Mr. Holmes?
Yes。我在警察局哦。
Mr. Holmes?
God。什么地方中
These are the suspect's belongings.
？OK，證據房。
The notebook that we found on Peter.
Ring。From R1000 to my friend and partner。383。
A pocket knife.
Yes.
It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Oh，
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
就是他了啦。整完呢
Locked.
我這個警察局很大間嘞。停時間。Nothing here. Nothing. 看到打字機還以為可以 save 添。Where should I go?
Mr. Holmes?
Yes, let me pass. Okay. Passing.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let's go. Let's do this.
Locked. Mr. Holmes? These are the
我已經 examine 多一次了。Where should I go? Lock. Oh, yeah. Mr.
Holmes?
Hey, dude. No.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Oh my God.
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
Nelligan. Sea knife.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
講大話。來了。首先呢，看他眼睛，帽子哦 ，shabby cap。OK，A 是，这里有一些 patchy。耳仔唔乾淨，掃有針 ，OK， 紐扣都有，眼睛，expensive app， 應該完了吧？ 已經有足夠證據起訴你了。什麼？還沒有完咩？頂！冷靜啲。冇喎，天力女生。
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Oh my god！
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
腦袋連接啫。Break-in attempt， Nelligan notebook。
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
You shut up, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
Let's go find something can 坐死佢嘅。
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
我找那個水，下條咧。
These are the suspects belonging.
屌！我要去哪里？去這裡掩飾。OK， 回家。I got it. I got it. But something.
These are the suspects' belongings. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
What's name 呢？我已经看很多轮了哦。
From R. Dawson. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
看完了，无聊。其实我听懂犯人是谁了，就是他老婆。你们不懂的这些东西，太肤浅。就是一个老婆闹楼的。给啦，我乱讲 ，sorry。Home, sweet home.
This is where I keep my post.
What are you doing here, Watson?
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
看着投币
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
，serious？
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
哦，Watson 跟我住同样的地方，更多的什么？这个也是一个线索。哦，阿 Sim 我回来哟。Cutscene. Was Peter a smoker?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be.
Not
But
sure?
he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
偷騎呀！
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Let's go.
Thank you, madam.
Let's go. Let's go party party all night. Whoa, oh, oh. Sorry, 我不会再唱歌。
Harpoons for hunting whales. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
你不是要找书咩，大佬？
Peter Carey's boots. They look...
Nothing much.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Good.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Okay. Big brain thing. Pin to the wall. Missing tin box. 不对咩 ？No guidance. God. Yes. Got you. Need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by a fully pierced body.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be...
Okay, let's go find Watson. Watson, you know? Okay.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Of course. Of course. Ah, 我可以直接走。Let's try. Holmes, sweet Holmes, Sherlock Holmes. Watson, I got a good news for you. You got a job.
A spot of whaling, Watson? Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
Of course.
No. But we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
Yes, you.
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
Not that
It
easy.
is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend,
Stupid.
what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Let's go. Let's go, Toby.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
这样我要回去拿哈本咯。大佬啊，原來 一区浪费几多时间，你懂吗？
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Let's go. Ah, 忘记了。Sorry。抽烟啊，读书。Oh, so fast. Watson, where's your friend?
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Come on.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Okay. Hold breath. Oh,
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
correct. Oh, 那个苍蝇声。
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Oh,
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
sorry. Can I get back? What happened here? Có kết quả nè.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Where should I go? Examine the wall. 唔通我漏咗啲嘢？
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
我唔信。
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
真個咪咪咩？這個東西
And partner, 1883.
快
To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Let's go. Back home. 我後嘅有做自論。Mr. Holmes. 看書。My archive. Oh.
Here it is.
Okay. 有結果啦。
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Let's go. Let's go. They may be started. Who are you? Get the fuck off. Hello, I'm back.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
Joshua.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family.
Okay.
My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believed that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Go ring.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Oh.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
You.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
Yes, from partner.
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working.
Okay.
I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Mean the ship. We need to go back to check the logo. Let's go, let's go. Good to be here. 尸体不见了。
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Um,
1883. That's the one I need.
Good.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Okay, so the abbreviation is the name.
Log notes for July. Nothing special.
Got sick.
Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Okay.
Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
So 我现在要回去警察局啊。Wiggins might help to find the crew. She should be somewhere at Baker Street. Let's go Baker Street then. 抽烟。
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Let's try.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
Summon.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
I don't want to see you. Get off.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work. My archive. I can always
What?
consult with it if needed.
Encyclopedias.
Watson, I need Wiggins. Is he anywhere nearby?
He's right across the street. You can give him a sign from the window.
Okay. Hello, come on.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
Cool.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Fascinating.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Why?
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
OK， 我现在要去警察局。Scotland Yard。他 see me.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
Me too.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
What?
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking. breathtaking. These are the suspect's belongings.
双鞋 I will take it.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size... The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemical. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Oh, how could you? Interrogate. 哦，在这里啊。
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes?
哦，原来这个是你
Do
帮
you
我
have
写
any
的。
idea who the murderer is?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Ready? Come on. 短干净，头发很白，眼睛很诚恳，手干没有剃。哎，给啊啊！ Gardener's hand.
That's all for now.
It's you. I can say it's you. Let's back to the Woodman's Lee. Yes, exactly. Oh,
These
yes.
boots match the footprints exactly.
It's you lah. B. No gardener. Judy. YOLO.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Liar. 講大
Thank you,
話
madam.
啊，沒有東西講啊。
Who could do such a thing? My poor
It's you. Oh. Oh. Forget about this. Scotland Yard, of course.
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder
CPR.
if these are connected. Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
B. Chroma string, okay. 两个合作。目标这样子，好丢的 ，continue。等下先。不能随便乱定暗号嘛，现在很重要。Lestrade 报告的。
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
講大話。
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Gardener.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me.
Yes.
Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
I have something to ask you.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
講大話。
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey.
Ooh.
These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
I will see you soon, young man.
How is the investigation going, Mr.
Do.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Nothing special. Maybe I should back home. Maybe I should try this.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
I think 它一定要在第3个 after the blue. Okay, I got you. 我用了蓝色过后它的 condition 是这样，我第一个用蓝色啦，我一定要隔2个我才能用橙色，怎样办到嘞？橙色，然后橙色 ，OK， 蓝色先，到青色，再到蓝色，然后再到橙色。再到透明的，再到橙色，看，told you。
Done. Now I can proceed further.
我 try 了很几次。
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery. I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
I did as you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider and remember. Oh, they have done nothing to experiment. Okay. So we need to go back and ask him. 我觉得嘎真的是杀手。我觉
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Come on, tell me.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Questions.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
Yeah.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley.
Hmm.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Cool. Let's go. Asim, tell me what you know.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, madam. Let's see what could be hidden here.
Yes, this one. Open. Oh. Oh. Open.
Let us see what is in this box.
Wow. Uh-huh. Got you.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
我讲啊。
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
What?
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
So you know what happened?
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
Oh.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
我講係咪勾啦勾？ Is it?哪个红色的缝什么意思？放紧，我们先放着，我们先去问 Sailor。哦。Bye bye the sailor man.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Okay.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Oh, 已經準啦喂。
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Okay.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Oh. B.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Walao eh. Do you sailor 装? I don't think so. Okay, cool. You got.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Let's go. Let's go. It's you, right? Oh, Jason Statham's.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
不要啊，我不会的啊。 練。Come on， 冇理由。Counterback， Counterback， Counterback， all to the strength。Come on. Come on. Yes. Lại là Come on. What the fuck? Yes. Come here, come on, show him what you got. Walao. Lại à. Lại.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused.
Shut up.
Let's go again.
Oh.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine.
妈的，又来。Sorry。很容易吧，很容易吧，真的。你看他脸，他现在在
good
用
for
力
you, I reckon.
就 restrain。
You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
然后他脸就活在手机用力啊。
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
OK。
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumours about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too, swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes, I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
American.
I dunno. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know, don't you?
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course.
Of course.
Back in a second. I'm off to the Ghazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Keep in touch.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Good.
Maybe, if you like,
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
B. All clues in the case. Please proceed to the deduction space and form your conclusion. Oh my god, why? Why you do this to me? Oh my god.觉得是他。The next day.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
Detective fella. So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable.
Oh, 真的是他。
Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask.
Oh.
But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
Oh.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
You don't care lah.
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me, this is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Of course.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Go, go, go. Shh. Accept decision. Warning, you are about to finish this case. The files have been removed. Please note if you would like to select another moral choice. No. Yes. Cool. I will take it.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. Certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
Oh, I had B.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
Okay.
We are about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Okay, gotta end the episode here. 喜欢的话记得 like、share 跟 subscribe 啊，拜拜。